An ancient civilization may have been destroyed by an alien conflict. It's a story that has baffled archaeologists for centuries. High in the Andes, nestled among treacherous peaks, lie the ruins of a city so advanced it defies explanation. We call them the Sky Builders. Their stonework is seamless, their astronomical knowledge precise, and their art depicts strange, elongated figures descending from the heavens. But the most perplexing mystery is their disappearance. One day, a thriving metropolis, the next, an empty ghost town. For years, the prevailing theories were drought, famine, or disease. But recent discoveries, hidden deep within a sealed chamber, point to a far more terrifying conclusion. Our protagonist, Dr. Eris Thorne, a disgraced archaeologist, believed the answer wasn't in the earth, but in the stars. He'd spent his life obsessed with a single, recurring glyph found in the Sky Builder's art, a depiction of two distinct celestial beings locked in what looked like combat. The academic community ridiculed him, calling it a representation of gods or myths. But Eris saw something else. He saw a warning. Using his own funds, he returned to the abandoned city, armed with ground-penetrating radar. He wasn't looking for pottery or bones, he was looking for technology. And he found it. Beneath the city's central plaza, his radar revealed a perfectly spherical, non-terrestrial metallic object, 20 meters in diameter. It was a crash site. Eris and his small team excavated for months, finally breaking through to a cavern that shouldn't exist. The air was cold, sterile. The walls weren't rock, they were a smooth, black alloy that absorbed the light from their lamps. And in the center of the chamber, they found them. Not one, but two distinct types of alien bodies, locked in a final, desperate struggle. One species was graceful, almost ethereal, their bodies long and slender. The other was heavily armored, a biotech nightmare of claws and hardened plating. It was a battlefield, frozen in time for millennia. Scattered around them were weapons that hummed with a low, residual energy. Suddenly, Eris understood the glyphs. It wasn't a myth. It was a historical record. The Sky Builders hadn't just worshipped beings from the stars, they had given one of them refuge. A refugee, perhaps the last of its kind, fleeing a relentless hunter. The city wasn't just a home, it was a fortress, built to protect their celestial guest. The strange astronomical alignments weren't for farming, they were part of a planetary defense system. The art wasn't just worship, it was a desperate plea, a story they hoped someone would one day find. Then, Eris's team member, Lena, pointed to the far wall. Carved into the alien alloy was a familiar star chart, but with one addition, a dotted line showing a trajectory from this system to another. A nearby star, one with a planet we now call Kepler 186f, in the habitable zone. The Sky Builders hadn't been wiped out. They had been evacuated. Their gods weren't just visitors, they were saviors. The final glyphs in the chamber told the heart-wrenching story. The hunter was closing in. The city's defenses were failing. The Sky Builders made a choice, sacrificed their home, their world, to give their guests and a chosen few of their own people a chance to escape. They stayed behind, fighting a battle they knew they couldn't win, buying time for the exodus. The city wasn't destroyed by an alien conflict. It was sacrificed. Dr. Eris Thorne stood in silence, the weight of 10,000 years of history pressing down on him. He had sought evidence of a battle but found proof of an alliance, of a sacrifice so profound it crossed the stars. The Sky Builders weren't just a lost civilization, they were the ancestors of an interstellar one. And as he looked at the star chart, a chilling thought crossed his mind. The line showed a path of escape. But the story also showed a relentless hunter. The war didn't end here. It just moved to a new world. And we're only just now getting good at looking there. The question is no longer where the Sky Builders went, but what will we find when we catch up to them? Thanks for watching. If stories like this expand your view of the universe, be sure to subscribe for more.